Welcome to the first Homebrew Spotlight video on the channel. Due to popular demand, we are going to be doing a monthly video on all the happenings for Homebrew in the Atari community. And these videos will be split into 3 parts. We're going to start with the newly announced section where we talk about certain games for the first time. We likely won't have much information for the games in this section, but it's simply to get some hype for these early projects. And since this series is just starting out, well, we should have no lack of newly announced stuff to cover. Then we will dive into the main spotlight game for the video, Doom Slayer Edition for this one, and then finally we'll wrap up with our update section and Homebrew highlights. I hope that makes sense, and if not, well, it should make sense as we start to go. So with all that, let's start it off with the newly announced segment. Featured recently on Zero Page Homebrew is Alpine Avenger for the Atari 7800. The developer, Atari Maximus, points out that it's inspired by the popular Ski Free from Windows computers. I'm looking forward to more work being done on this one. Skiing games are always an underappreciated genre. Speaking of 7800 games, Sassy is one that's been in the works since 2023, and was formerly known as Prostrikers. This game has an incredible art style that really amazes me. I have yet to see it run on real hardware, but I have no doubt that if the screenshots are any indicator, well, it's gonna look fantastic. This game is being done by R_Leo_1, and can be downloaded for play on your flash cart on an actual Atari 7800. Kane Xavier is working on a game called Rachnotron for the Atari 2600, which is a Black Widow clone. It uses 2 keypads for twin-stick controls, but I currently only have 1 keypad, so I can't give it a try. But if you have the ability and the keypads, well, then I'll have a link to the game in the description down below, along with anything else we talk about. And finally, we have some Atari 5200 news to talk about. Back on June 24th, Ryan Whitmer, the genius behind Magical Fairy Force, announced that he was working on yet another 5200 game. Magical Fairy Drop is being worked on simultaneously for the PC and 5200, and he plans on releasing it on a massive 512 kilobyte cartridge. It appears to be a puzzle game with the same great character-focused designs that we've come to expect from him. You can expect us to break news on Magical Fairy Drop and the rest of these games in the coming months as more information becomes available. But now it's time for the main course, so I hope you all left some room for Doom Slayer Edition on the Atari Jaguar. Doom Slayer Edition is not a new project. In fact, it was first announced and discussed back in 2019. The idea is a solid one. Add back the elements missing from the original release of Doom on the Jaguar. Mix back in the music and any missing sound effects. Add some Pro Controller support, including strafing with the shoulder buttons. And add back in the missing enemies as well. This includes the Spider Mastermind and Spectres, among others. All this work was announced by Sporadic in 2019, and he continues his long journey to this very day. He wisely gives himself no deadlines and no completion date, preferring to say that it'll be ready when it's ready. And for Jaguar fans, well, we've waited nearly 30 years for all this to become something tangible. So what's a couple more? Cyrano J of Rebooted has been giving updates on the project as well. And as usual for Atari-based homebrews, you can follow the game and its progress over at Atari Age. As of October of 2023, the list of improvements and finished aspects are absolutely astonishing. All PC maps have been added in, including the PC floor, wall, and ceiling textures. The missing enemies have been added in, including the Cyber Demon boss. The music now plays during gameplay, and heck, they even added in the missing 2 episodes from the PC version. And there is a ton more details, bits, and bobs that have been added that I'm not even going to mention at this time. It feels like Doom Slayer Edition is edging ever closer to being finished, and I have to guess that it won't be long now. Maybe Halloween of 2024? Might be a bit optimistic, but hey, you never know. And there are whispers deep within that thread of a possible Doom 2 on the Jaguar. But just keep that between me and you. This is definitely one of the most exciting and ambitious projects on the Jaguar to date, and one that I think is worth keeping an eye on. When the game is ready to release, you can bet I'll let you all know how and where you can get your hands on it. Stay tuned to future Atari Network Homebrew updates and videos for more information. But now, we need to wrap things up with a few Homebrew highlights. This section will expand out a bit in the future, as this is where we give updates on games we spoke about in the past. Currently, there is no known update or delivery time on the new Atari Age games from the last wave of pre-orders. Given the major delays for the Last Chance order, well, it could be well into February before we get our hands on anything. Songbird Productions is releasing Super Asteroids / Missile Command for the Lynx on August 20th. You can pre-order now. While this isn't a new homebrew, it is a re-release that is very much welcome to the community. These games were initially released in 1995, believe it or not. I recommend getting your orders in sooner rather than later. Finally, Robot Holocaust has been announced by Video 61 for release on the Atari 7800. The way owner Lance and Peter are talking, it sounds like the game is pretty close to completion. Robot Holocaust features a neat intro and gameplay not so different looking from games like Berserk and Frenzy. It has a 2-player feature that appears to work smoothly, and is very welcome on the Pro system. This game looks like an absolute gem for the console, and I'll have more news on it as it becomes available. And, well, that's it for this edition of the Homebrew Update. Stay tuned next month, as we'll break news on some of the latest and greatest homebrews and spotlight another game that's being developed by the community. And we'll give you more updates to games that we've already discussed. If you have a suggestion for the series or a homebrew that deserves to be talked about, then leave them in the comments below. And let me know if you're looking forward to any of the games we mentioned today. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more just like it. And hit that bell icon to be notified whenever we upload. And please consider supporting the Atari Network through Patreon and with YouTube memberships. It helps the channel a ton, and you get access to exclusive videos, audios, news, and events. Links in the description. Thank you to the following classy Atarians who already decided to support the Atari Network in this way. Thanks to your help, we can continue to grow and go strong. So thanks a ton. You guys rock, and your help, well, it means the world to me. And with that, it's time to wrap up another video here on the channel. But you can continue discussing homebrew and the like with fellow Atarians in the Atari Network Discord. And it's free to use. Once again, the link is in the description. I've been the 7800 Pro Gamer, a master of ceremonies on this homebrew update, and I'd like to thank you all for watching the video. And until next time, remember to stay classy, Atarians.